most of the times, first time investors or the new to the business investors believe that the vending is an absolute passive business or it's a low effort business. While that might be true in certain scenarios or at least at a certain scale, but that's probably misleading statement specifically for those who are starting new into the industry. Because vending, like any other business, is not a magic. It's a real business which requires real capital, real time frames, efforts, energies, everything. And most importantly, the only time when you structure it correctly, it becomes one of the most or fastest scalable business model, which is cash flow driven and operationally efficient. So today in this video, I will break down how the vending business works, what kind of pros and cons you would face, or what kind of challenges you would face when starting the vending business. So stay tuned. Before we dive deep into the industry, we need to understand why this industry is still working in today's market. Because you need to have an idea, like in today's market, the people like the convenience more than ever. And bringing a fast access to their quick grab and go, daily snacks and drinks and other stuff is one of the best way to serve the clients. And other than the grab and go convenience, it becomes the most of the times in the today's modern vending machines goes cashless. It's people stop carrying the cash. They just swipe and tap and go from their mobile. So having the cashless transactions brings a comfort and convenience to the customers, and that's the beauty of the vending business. And here you need to understand one very important thing about this industry. Like when we talk about the vending, the first thing what comes into your mind is a snack and drinks kind of grab and go, the machines where you can just get your regular soda or a pack of chips. But in today's time, the vending is way more than that. You can almost think of any consumable item and you would find a vending of that item. So for example, your electronics, your mobiles, your chargers, your accessories, snacks, drinks, energy drinks, even your first aid medicals, like your first aid medicines, your painkillers, your makeup things, your eyelashes, toys, gummies, healthy food, luxury food, perfumes, you name it, and you get the vendings around that business. So it's not only limited to the snacks and drinks, but it is to any item of a day-to-day use which you can think of, based on the location, based on the requirements of your audience or your target audience. You can get a vending around that product. So let's understand the business now. Most of the times people believe that they need to start vending, so which means they just go and buy a vending machine and then they go and hunt for the location to put in. That's a wrong approach. So when it comes to the vending, it's not the machine which is a business, it's a location first business, which means you need to find the location first. Of course, you need to do your legal parameters, legal requirements, you register your LLC to protect your the liability and your personal assets, and then you create your website as a business that you are offering the vending business. And that's a time when you actually start going and approaching to the different locations in your area. For example, you can go to the hospitals, medical clinics, you can go to the gyms, you can go to the malls, you can go to the car shops, dealerships, mechanic shops, tire shops, schools, YMCAs. You can go to all of those locations and bring a nice brochure, and you offer them that you are offering the vending service related to whatever the product you are going to select and offer them. And only once you get a yes from the location, once you sign up a location, that is a time when you go and order the machine. So now you got a machine order, you got local manufacturers in the country, or you got international manufacturers sitting in China. You just place an order, it's just increase your shipping time frame, but that's practically possible. So you order the machine and the machine delivers directly to the location. And once the machine is all set up, you just need after that to do the service, stocking, and restocking of the machine. So if we talk about the financials, so technically each machine, there are different options. So for example, you can go to a Facebook marketplace, you can buy a machine for maybe $1,000 or $2,000 depending on the condition. But I always recommend and prefer for the new investors or new business owners, until you understand the whole dynamics of the machine, I prefer you to go and buy a brand new machine. And the brand new machine, depending again on the different models, it can cost you anything between let's say a $4,000 to a $10,000 depending on the different features of the machine. But let's take it a hypothetical one. Let's say a $5,000 machine, you bought it, and and still on this $5,000 machine also you can do the financing or you can do the cash, depends on your credit, right? So you buy a machine and you just stock the machine up. Each machine will cost you probably $300, $250 or so to stock the machine up, and you just place it into the location. Now every week or bi-weekly, depends on the volume and the footfall at the location, you just need to go and restock the machine and collect the cash. So now technically this one machine which you put in, on average it can give you an income of somewhere between $300 to $500 based on the location. And once you established and set up the first location successfully, that is the time you should move to your next location and the next location and the next location. So technically, if you end up having 10 of these locations in the first 6 months of launching your business, that means your total initial capital goes somewhere around $50,000, and each machine is giving you around $300 or $400 on average as a income, and you have 10 machines, so that makes it a $4,000 to $5,000 income from the business. So you see, and then you can hire an employee, or you can hire some part-time person, or you can do by yourself, that who would go and service the machines and stock them up. And at the same time, don't forget, because this is the point where most of the people forget and get confused, that you need to constantly, consistently keep hunting for the new locations, because the more and more locations you have, the more and more machines you place, that's how you scale this business. So if you are interested in launching or starting your vending business, or you need help in any of the setup and structure of the business, feel free to reach out to me. Me and my team would be happy to address your concerns and help you launching and scaling your first or next business. Thank you.